for me, also very important and interesting is how about you and the lean principle you mentioned. You have been spending a lot of time in logistics. You mentioned as well, the 8 kind of phased mudas. So please tell me about your way, how you see the lean principles, mindset, and all that lean methodology around you.
You asked me before about my work experience. I worked for 5 years for a second largest Japanese corporation on a management level. I was the only non-European, non-Japanese in Europe, so which was quite interesting. So I have learned quite a lot directly from the source. What I was surprised, it was nice. Some of them has been new. On the other hand, because of invented in Japan, the 5S and so on, the Japanese are very special type of people or kind of people which follow orders. Mm-hmm. In Europe, in Czech Republic, we don't follow orders. We are improvisation. Improvisation is the second name of Czech people. And we are good in it. The issue is that with improvisation, we are not systematic guys. So if improvisation is connected to system, you build up a loop which you cannot open. It will be the strongest one. The issue is, and here I came to your question, the issue is the matter of communication, because the Japanese managers would like to mate from Czechs, Japanese people. They will never succeed. The Japanese would like to fool, the Czechs would like to fool the Japanese manager, and they succeed usually, but it's not the way. It's about cooperation. And here I came to the nature. I like lean, but when I started to see the globe and I go out of the factory, I see that the lean principles are not invisible, not no applicable, but the people don't understand. This is why I ask you. And this is why I think it's very important, the language which you use. It's very important to understand and to explain it the right way. And why I mention it? Because I think that even nature is lean, but nature never used this term. The same nature does not waste. One of the reasons why nature does not waste is waste, the term was introduced by humans. Because nature does not care whether I pick up the apple, if you pick up the apple, or if it will fall down and it will become soil. Nature does not care in this way. It cares for the complexity. And I think the complexity is something which is generally missing, even in the lean, because you concentrate on one and you do it super, the next one. But you have to have time to do it step by step together. And this is what I think, and please answer if I'm wrong, or even if I'm right. Is it so that one improvement in a factory, which will see the improvement, but is not ready to do the next one and work as a one, then the lean will be nice, but it will not deliver the results which are expected?
For me, one of the points is really, I strongly believe in that it's possible. The issue is that, there are a lot of really the companies, they started to see differently, because originally really the methodology was how to make the daily improvements. And this is what I'm explaining, if you work with the people, if you motivate, if you as a management, you create the environment for the guys, to improve the communication, improve the teamwork, improve, the clear rules, the clear priorities. And after that, you really, enhance that the people would like to come with the proposals and the ideas, the final results will come. And the issue is, and, especially a lot of coming from the pressure from the US, it's completely, I want the result. I want, the every month to deliver the financial savings. So it's completely, instead of build the culture and the savings will come because you will enhance and you will empower every guy in the factory to bring what can we do better, to say, hey guys, I want you to bring the money and cost cutting. So this is what I see. And this is where I see where the companies are failing with lean, because they call it lean. It's cost cutting. And I'm really coming to the point and I say, guys, this is completely different approach. Either you want cost cutting, which is the really the short term, because what I can do immediately, fire 20% of the personnel, do this, it's so simple. But in 3-6 months, you will suffer because you don't have the personnel, you have very low motivation, the people are demotivated, you change the management. I was working in one of the factory for 5 years as a regional CI manager for the Europe, and there was a change of 12 plant managers. What you want to do? Nothing, because it's not possible. Everybody has different style. The management was not patient about the results. They say we want immediately the financial results, and and this is so for me. I need to say a little bit differently, because really why you probably are not as maybe not enthusiastic, but why you see it differently is really because I would say 95% of the companies is cost cutting and not proper lean mindset, and that's it. And that's why I would like to really explain to everybody, hey guys, don't take the word lean, because lean really means I really empower the people. I would like everybody to be on board. I would like that everybody can contribute. Me as a manager, I'm creating the environment and the culture. I really behave as a role model. So if I'm building the trust, I'm building the openness. I'm really happy for the conflicts. I'm really happy, to coming for the commitment, accomplishment, all of that. Yeah. So it's really the system, but I really need to start with myself. Yeah. And that's in the most of the cases. And we have the proverb, the fish stings from the head. And that's the issue. So if we want lean to be implemented, hey guys, hey CEO, hey members of the boards, hey plant manager starts, and let's start together, and let's try to to a little bit modify it, and then we can be successful. And your company can be successful. And I think that this about the lean. It's not 100 of different methodologies, 5S, everything. You need to create first the environment, and the results will come. And I can say with my team, within these 20 years, I have saved over 100 million euros. So it's 100 million euros. And it didn't come from a firing of the people. It was coming to empowerment, embodied work in the team. The people like it to work. And it's so nice when you really want that the people are working in the team and they really enjoy. And for me, it's the biggest pleasure and the biggest results. And financial result will come, but not immediately. And that's it. Yeah. So a little bit. I'm sorry for it. A little bit longer, but really, I think that now we are a little bit. I think more aligned. Why we have a little bit different approaches on that. Yeah.
I think you describe it quite well. The people who are listening in the English speaker don't know that to be lean in Czech Republic means to be lazy, because we have very similar word which sounds very similar, leany, which is generally lazy. But what I would like to say, what you just described about the managers and so on, yesterday I received again on LinkedIn offer to be part of, first of all, of advisory board. What is interesting, every single offer, you have to do it for free. That's one interest, no matter whether it's in the US or so, everybody would like to have your expertise for free. But the second, which I received yesterday as well, was a list of companies which look for ESG managers. It sounds so well to be ESG manager. What it is a data presenter presenting usually complete lies, which are created for the company not to change. Day before yesterday, I received ESG related report from Japan Tobacco. Japan Tobacco is one of I think is the second largest tobacco company in the world, if I'm not wrong. And it's called Human Rights Report. And I read through and I was thinking, okay, I'm missing here the right to be killed by drugs served in a cigarette. Was not there for whatever reason. And it was signed, of course, by ESG manager. So we have to be very careful because, and here I came to the very beginning of our conversation. You ask why I have there human? Because I am human. Yeah. To cover myself, I don't shame for it. To pretend that I am a president, manager, whatever. is just pretending to be something else and not to see the human part. And that's wrong, because you spoke about creating a culture. Nature have it. We are part of it. So let's understand these principles. Okay, they are maybe not described in a book in a way, but we have it in our heart. You are speaking from your heart. It was so clearly visible that the experience which we have, it's exactly matching with this.
Yeah, and thanks for that. Yeah, I would have maybe the next question. We are now living in the time of AI, automatization, big data, and everything. Yeah, how do you see how this impact your business and your industry?
Not at all. The original Industry 5.0 is not impacted at all. The reason is that the birth certificate, which means the article which started Industry 5.0 and made me the author officially, is named Industry 5.0 from virtual to physical.
Mhm.
We are speaking together 2 days after this new DeepSeek Chinese AI was introduced, and immediately big waves of danger, alarm, and so on. For me, and what? I didn't use it intentionally. I will not use it intentionally, because it is by all the people who introduce and support and evangelize for AI. One of the reasons is we can produce more. I like writing. Why should AI write for me and take the work which I love to do? Painters or artists love to making the art. I have seen motions movies which are already done by AI, well done. But in every single one, the core is missing, and the core is the heart. Usually, the emotions are artificial emotions. I am able to recognize that.
Mhm.
I am sure there will be so good that even I will have a trouble. But do we need more movies, or do we need good movies? Do we need more cars, or do we need reliable, long-lasting cars, flats, people, relations? What do we need? For me, I need less. And I know where is enough. And that's my question for you. If you enter the companies, are the managers, usually the managers, able to say it's enough? I mean, we don't need to grow up without limits. It will be enough if.
That's never, Michael, that's never, yeah. And this is what I call the greedy. We need more cars and more phones and more food and really wasting a lot, yeah. And always, the KPIs, I want to increase the productivity, which is cool, but mainly is because I want to have more, more sales. And it's always like very, very forecasting is it's unbelievable, yeah. Each of the companies, they really forecast next year we will be 5%, higher, and the reality is not, and it's not matching the matching the market, yeah. And
And
especially, yeah.
what is interesting, I wrote 2 years ago, yes, a small booklet called "Is Logistic Ready to Degrowth?" It is very interesting that 2 years later, the discussion about degrowth is starting. But for me, it was never the scarcity. The people who evangelize growth, they say degrowth is bad because you will be poor and you will have nothing to eat, and it's completely wrong. Again, we have to look in nature. Nature is growing, but at the same time, it has the time to not to grow or to degrow. When I simplify, and sorry for such a simplification, the day is there for growing, the night for relax or degrowing, the spring and summer growing, autumn and winter degrowing. So the nature show us every single day that there must be one and the other side. Yin yang, we can call it many ways. But again, in the human-made ecosystems, we just we close our eyes, or we let only one eye see the growth. And the second, we keep blind, and that's completely wrong.
Yeah, and I fully agree with you. Yeah, and thanks for that. Yeah. Now maybe something more personal. Do you have some funny stories? From your 20+ year experience? And my second question will be as well. Quite often, do you have some fuck up? Something what really went wrong. So probably first read some funny stories, and the second the fuck up.
I think they can be both one. For me, for example, I was surprised when I was able to make the first million in a month. But then I realized that I can lose it in 14 days. Not because I was wasting the money, but because the system is generally not letting us to when we are good, and I do not spend too much money on technology and buying things and so on. I work here is my all what I need and the hands, so I don't need spend. But if you generate money, the society push you to spend, and this is what I will call at the same time was surprise in a negative way, but I have to laugh about it. But the laughing story, when I take it out of the system, uh, one interesting, I was working for a company and trying to optimize their wooden returnable packaging flow. And I was working, or I all the time proposed to the owner or to the CEO that I can work on a contract base on a monthly fee, or he can choose a hourly fee as well. And I explained why the monthly fee will be more interesting for them. What was interesting, he chose the hourly fee, and I have accepted. But then he realized that in 1 month I spent in the factory more time than his people, and my salary for that month was higher than his own, and he was so angry. And I tell him, but I told you, you can choose. I explain why it will be better if you choose the monthly fee. But for whatever reason, he was angry. He calmed down, and we worked for a long time together. But it was quite interesting. Or when I for the first time introduced so-called reverse ROI. Do you know what is a reverse ROI? Never heard about. It's my invention again. So reverse ROI is very special thing. You are in a factory. You need something, and you forgot that you already have it because you don't use it. And I was in a factory meeting, 18 leaders over there, including the general manager, some people working for 30 years, and they need crane with a higher capacity. They have several cranes, but they need a higher one. And don't ask me why, but one day before, I did what I never did before. I walked through the factory and make picture of every single of these cranes to see how many they can lift. And one crane, which was at the very corner, very big at the end of can lift 15, the other only 10. And I was sitting there listening that they need a new crane for a new project and so on. And they turn to me and say, can't you get us some used one? Because this is what I do as well. And I said, I can, but you don't need it. And they try to explain again why they need it. I said, you don't need it, you have it. They said, no. Every single one said, no, we don't. And the result, I was working as a guide in the castle. Really, it reminds me so strongly. An 18 manager, including the CEO behind me, we go to the corner and I pick and I show just with the finger there. And they read it and they said, wow. And that reverse ROI, zero investment and a reduction of the investment, which must be done from 200,000 euro to 20, because they have to relocate. That was the only process, which is a little complicated, but not so as buy a new one. And with this 1 minute, and it was quite interesting, and I will call it funny moment, because after that, I have seen so many who do exactly the same. They buy a lot of things and they don't need it at the moment. So they store it, and you know how it works.
Yeah, and definitely, that's why you a bit, touch, when you have your 5S system in place, so you know where you have and what you need and what you don't need. Yeah. So in that case, if this plant was having the proper 5S system in place, it would work. Yeah. Let's coming till the end. I would say, that the last question, and thanks for that. Yeah. What advice would you give to young people who wants to work in your field?
Please remember that the only person responsible for your future, there is only one person, and you will see it in a mirror. That's all what I would like to say. Because if they do understand, if every single one understands this, the change will come and the success will come. And the success is not more. Success is to be at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, and thanks for this, because I really like it. Because really, even with the lean, the change needs to start with me, and that's why
Exactly.
exactly we are using the same. If you want to start the change, please look at the mirror, and this is
And
the
I have
guide
seen
to start with.
I
Yeah.
have
So
seen
thanks, very,
great
very nice.
I have seen great short video from some Indian construction work. There was a box, closed one, which says, "This person is responsible for your future on this construction site." They open it and there was a mirror. Perfect, perfect. That's exactly the thing which I try to give to the people.
We implement something similar, at the entrance to the factory, to the shop floor, and there was a mirror, and there was again the sign, the only person or the person who is responsible for the quality and the safety, and you could see yourself. Yeah. And I think it was really, like eye-opening, because now really you look at the mirror and you cannot blame the others. It's you. And I think this is really good, example. And Michael, really, it was really nice to talk to you. And it was a pleasure. You have been my first guest. And it was really nice because, I enjoyed 4 times being with you with talks about nothing, which is already now over 200 episodes. And I really wish you the next 100, and we put together the challenging target. So I really strongly believe that you will do it much faster. And yeah, enjoy the day. Thanks for chatting together. And yes, let's stay in touch. Enjoy the
We
day.
will. Let me wish you and everyone have a nice time, free of waste and wasting in all its forms. Stay safe, be free, and be human. That's important. See you.
That's
Bye
the most
bye.
important. Thank you, Michael. Thanks a lot.